Hello, hopefully hello again if you've seen already some other videos. Today I want to talk about something that will take up the majority of your adult life. I mean, most probably it will take up the majority of your adult life. And that's a job, a workplace. And quite some time ago, I would say about 10 years ago, I was still very young, barely into the workforce, and I had the initial mentality that everybody has there, like you compete with everybody the same age as you, who makes the most money, who's the most successful, make your parents proud, whatever, of your financial achievements and things like that. And I think I was 24 because it's the age at which I was supposed to renew my identity card. I went to that office where I need to redo it, and they take a picture of you. There was a lady there. She took the picture and she was very nice, and she was asking me like, hey, you want to see how it looked? You can choose if you want to take a different one. She was very polite, yeah, and we got to talking a bit. And she told me something then in that interaction, that she really loves her job and it doesn't feel like a job, like work, for her to come there and make ID cards for people. She said it doesn't really pay a lot of money, but it doesn't really matter at all, because for her it feels like not even doing a job. So it's, yeah, free money in a way. And here I am now, about 11 years later, after that day. And I have a job as well that I fairly enjoy now. It's not the best paid in my field, but yeah, I need to look at the bigger picture. I enjoy the commute to work, that it allows me to cycle to work. During this cycle trip, this bicycle trip, I can also like record these videos that I enjoy doing, and yeah, that's good for my mental health, for my sanity, doing things that I enjoy. Then at work, it's a pretty chill environment. There's nobody micromanaging you. It's just a system. You get your tasks. If you solve them, all good. If you don't solve them, okay, somebody will notice, but basically there's no person looking over your shoulder, write this like that, do this now, or whatever. You're pretty okay to do your own thing as long as the job gets done. And I'm fairly good at it, I would like to say. And it feels easy, it's not really challenging, or it's comfortable. And while most motivational speakers nowadays will tell you, leave your comfort zone, find a challenge so you can grow, or whatever, man, I prefer comfort. My personal life is challenging enough, having a family, having children. I don't want to add stress and whatever from work. If I can have a comfortable place and the work is the place that relaxes me, all the better. Why make it hard on myself? So yeah, but the problem is getting to a point where you like your job and you enjoy it. It's actually hard for the overwhelming majority of people, because there was this survey anonymously done, in which it came out like, I don't know if a global scale or whatever, but about 85% of the people didn't like their job. They hated their job. They lived for the weekend. They spent 5 days out of 7 waiting for time to go faster, waiting for day to finish. The evening, thinking tomorrow I need to go back to work, it's gonna suck. And just hating hating the majority of their life, basically. And they did it either for financial reasons or because they didn't have any other choice, or they somehow ended up in that circumstance. And a lot of people are doing this. Well, let me take this corner. Okay. A lot of people are going through this, unfortunately, and are selling their time for money in a way. Opala. Which is not really fortunate. So basically, just work something that you enjoy, because a man who works for passion is actually richer than a man who works for money. That's basically a line you should remember from all of this. And most probably, I mean, I hope this reaches you, this message, this video, when you're still a young adult, still starting school like I was 11 years ago. And at that age, you're just going through the steps. I mean, you're going to primary school, to college, then to university, because that's what everybody does, right? And you don't really have a choice, and you think that's normal, and that in the end will bring some sort of happiness. What comes after studying? You get a job, maybe a wife or husband, you get children, and that should make you happy, because that's what everybody does. But don't get sold on the idea of family equals happiness. People will post that, will advertise that as, yeah, family is the most important thing, family is happiness, but there's no right answer for everybody. So if you never get married, if you never have children, that's not a real reason to say you're not happy. I mean, each man has its own path. And once, basically the biggest challenge will be to just find your passion and to make a living out of it. And then everything else would just fall into place on its own. I hope this lady is enjoying cycling as well. Yeah, man. If you're saying, no, I'm not going to work, I'm doing some business school type of thing, my parents own a business or whatever, I'm going to be a boss. And because I'm going to be my own boss, that's going to make me happy, you know, because that's, again, something that's being sold to you, like business owner, boss is happiness. But most likely it's not like that. Being a business owner, a generic business owner, and you have employees, companies to run and things like that, it's so much stress, man. And it's a 7 days out of 7 job, 24-hour a day job. You don't clock in and you clock out. You're always thinking about it. It's always in your mind. You're always worrying about it. And just being a boss, in most cases, not every time, it's very stressful and not necessarily brings you happiness. And on the other side of things, you can say, okay, I won't work anything at all. I'll just, whatever, stay. Lie at home, my parents are going to give me money and I'm not going to do anything. That's going to start feeling very unproductive, even for you. It's going to lead into, if you like it or not, it's going to lead into a depression. Being idle too much, having too much time and not really a passion, a hobby to follow, it's going to lead you down a path of depression. So for most people, I mean, again, what I'm saying, it's not universally valid. Maybe for you, that's going to be the ultimate happiness, just to stay at home and do nothing. You do you. But for most people, that won't work. That won't bring any happiness. That won't solve any problems. I'm going to repeat one of the points previously said. The bottom line is the biggest challenge, the biggest hurdle to face will be just to figure out what you actually enjoy doing, what you actually love doing. Once you figure that out, there's enough support system, education systems to make everything work and to make everything financially viable, and to allow you to make money out of it. The sooner you find it out, the sooner you can study in a school or follow a course that will allow you to make your passion into a job. That won't feel like a job. It'll feel like free money, like for that lady that was doing ID cards for people. So, good luck in your professional future. Keep an open mind and keep a healthy mind. And yeah, most problems are gonna get solved afterwards. You are loved.